Francesca Torino, welcome to Unite Monaco.
Thanks a lot. It's a pleasure to be here in this wonderful place. Thanks a lot for the invitation.
Please tell us, why is the right moment to invest in the real estate now, in Italian real estate?
Yes, basically, we will say that first of all, Italy is one of the largest European real estate market. And plus, there is something which is unique in the sense that in 2008, the Italian industry unfortunately had a really strong financial crisis. Plus, in 2000, you know perfectly, all of us, that in the last year, also the COVID created from a health crisis, a financial crisis. So the real estate market had a big shock out of this, obviously. So what happened is that the bank industry, so the companies which they were basically related to the COVID type of business, like the hotellerie or like all the commercials or all the type of companies where the COVID affected their type of routine and business, started to get in bankruptcy and had a big financial crisis. These companies, obviously, they had their real estate collaterals. So what happened in the last years, the Italian real estate started to shift from a normal, let's say, open market with the prices like everybody knows it, the traditional real estate, to have, let's say, a hidden real estate assets which are owned by the banks. So the banking industry, the Italian banking industry, in the last years started to have 200 billions of real estate assets in their portfolio. It's a big amount, it's a big portfolio, and we have to say that it's interesting for investors to enter these, let's say, hidden real estate portfolios and real estate market because the prices are cheaper, because they come from the bankruptcies. So interesting, Italy. Why? First of all, as we said, it's a big market, and secondly, also because Italy is a touristic attraction all over the world. So some of the real estate assets and asset class, like the hotellerie, they will always be a secure harbor for an investor to invest in the Italian market, as well as obviously other type of asset classes.
Now, let's discuss more about Wibeats.
Yes.
Why is Wibeats the right choice for an investor?
First of all, I would say that in this moment in Italy, in our specific market, we are not so many any longer independent companies. Most of them have been bought by banks or by investors or institutional investors. So we are among the last, I think, 2 or 3 companies all over Italy to be independent, which means that the owners, which is me, Antonella Raimondo and Alessandro Clementi, who are the founders of the group, are still involved in the business. So it's an entrepreneurial approach. It's also an approach which is, let's say, less consulting, but much more partnership with the vision of a long-term relationship with the clients. We obviously are much more focused on giving quality to the clients to keep a longer relationship. So this kind of company in that industry with so much multidisciplinary skills is not so easy still to be found independent.
Mm-hmm. And for which investors are you the right partner?
The investors which mainly enter this market, this specific market, are all financial institutions, so pension funds, insurance groups, or investors coming from the banking industry, so financial investors, or as well family offices, which they are in general looking for interest into the Italian market. Most of them, they have something in common, which is to raise the return on investment with not such strong risks, but with the established partner in Italy, which they can have trust, they can have a relationship, a normal way of communicating, not with such a strong hierarchy. So the partners which they obviously want to deploy investment and capital in the Italian market, I would say from at least 50 million up investment pipelines per year minimum.
Mm-hmm. Let's be more specific. And for that, can you give us some example of interesting
Yes,
investments?
of course. Some of our clients, let's say in general, in the last 3 years, we let invest 300 million. So it's a big amount. This amount have been deployed all over Italy. So some of the clients, they want to be specific on the north of Italy, so they have their own strategy. And they are specialized in their type of business industry. Some others, they really want to learn with us how the Italian market works. So they want to step by step enter from the north, coming more down probably. We invested also for them in the hotellerie, which is one of the biggest trend at the moment, because as we know with the COVID, a lot of family hotels, they were in bankruptcy. So the bank had these assets. Obviously, they do not want to run an hotel because it's not their business, but they want to sell it. So they need the partners in order to to sell this asset to, let's say, establish companies which they want to invest in the Italian market. So we are in the middle between consulting, management of the assets, and as well selling of the assets from the banking side, and from the investor side, we support them to buy and to manage. So we are in between, let's say, these two industries. The other interesting market at the moment is the logistics. Also, because of COVID, there are logistics in general. The industry of logistics is booming because everybody is buying online. Everything is becoming much more electronic. So obviously, the logistic industry needs a lot of locations. And plus, Italy on itself is a let's say alpha island, you know. So it's the logistic on itself is complicated. So this means that the offer of the real estate connected to the warehouses or to the logistics center, it's a booming. So each investor has his own strategy, but as well we can also support investors which they do not have a specific strategy on the type of real estate assets, but they see the return. So to support them to understand which asset is the best in this moment in Italy, why, and how to manage it.
Francesca, thank you for being here with us today.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. It has been a big pleasure. Thanks.